I'm Sharon.
And I'm Catherine.
And this is Feminist and Talking About It.
AKA Fat About It.
Episode 1. Content warning. In the brandsplaining section, there is some mention of mental health. More specifically, psychosis. On a separate note, at some point in this podcast, you will hear me mentioning white tears. This was actually a slight error. I was meant to be talking about male tears, but because I just mentioned the word white, my brain got a little bit confused. Obviously, white tears is not something that white people should be talking about. Killing in the Name Of, aka picking a podcast name. 7 votes.
Oh.
43% single white feminists and 57% fact about it.
Oh, okay.
Currently.
I get it because I know you and especially Sharon very well in our politics, but if someone didn't, well, they won't listen to our podcasts.
But I don't really care if people don't get it.
Yeah,
that's kind of
true.
half of the point.
Yeah.
That's like people not getting the irony behind like white tears and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was stuff Mum never told you I was listening to, and they were talking about that and saying, we are not literally sitting there running a bath in the morning of
white tears or men tears.
Yeah. And just kind of soaking ourselves in it. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
It's ironic. It's a piss take.
Okay,
yeah.
So here we are, single white feminists.
Or not, as the case may be. I mean, that is what we are, but it may not be what we are named.
Yeah. Here we are at Fat HQ, and see, I think that's the winner, you know.
Yeah.
Because
we could.
Hi everyone from Fat.
HQ,
how are you?
Well.
And then we can invite other people on. Because
don't ask me how to do that though.
Well, yeah, but if Lauren had a segment that she wanted to do, she could come around to your house and sit with you, and then all would need is like a splitter so that she could have headset on as well.
Yeah. Would you like to discuss how we came up with the name? Or how you did, really?
Okay, so coming up with a witty name that was funny and not offensive and not just something that Sharon and I found funny, but something that everybody would understand and not think that we're some kind of weirdos, was quite difficult. So I was dozing off for a nice little snooze, and I had the idea of using the fact that Sharon and I identify as fat as a starting point.
Not fingernails. Not fingernails.
Not fingernails?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
The fat, not fingernails. Do you know the thing about, you're not fat. Fat is a substance. You are made of fat. Like.
No.
I'm gonna have to find it now. I'm gonna cut this bit out. Hang on a second. Somebody posted it in a group I'm in recently. I joined this good Facebook group, Rad Fatties. It's pretty good. Hang on. Oh yeah, it's the you are not fat. We all have fat. We also have fingernails, but we are not fingernails. Thing.
What a load of hogwash. You interrupted me for that.
I'm
That's
sorry.
just not on. Not having it. I feel like a Bond villain right now. Look at her. Look at her. She's not happy. She's nah, she's not having it. Right, okay, so basically Fat started off as an acrostic poem in my head where I just wanted a nice little acronym thing that I could use that we could use. So it started off with feminist, a feminists against, and then I couldn't think of any T's that I could use.
Turfs.
Well, yeah, but then what about swerfs as well? Do I have to have
Yeah.
it would then be fast feminists against serfs and turfs, and it would just end up being like some kind of menu choice. So yeah, that was ultimately
The feminist menu of life.
yeah, against swerfs and turfs. So yeah, it then became feminist and talking about it. Because I think a lot of people are feminists. There's a huge connotation attached to it. And we decide we're just not going to talk about it. So Sharon and I love having a good chinwag. Sharon, it may seem quiet, but then profound words come out of her mouth.
And then I interrupt with nonsensical bullshit about things on Facebook.
Yeah, and then she gets me off my train of thought. So I have to show her how evil my cat looks, which at the minute, Maggie.
It's proper like death stare.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming round to you. Oh, I laughed and she moved. I'm so glad there's no video of this, because that was not a flattering angle for Maggie at all.
I kind of wish everybody could have seen that though. She just turned her head at a very slow rate, like, what are you doing?
I kind of felt like she was a bit like a meerkat, stood up on her hind legs as well, with her. She was very straight back, and then she just kind of looked at you as if to go, "You're distracting my owner now. I want the cuddles.
Please go away."
She's been very loud. Take her away. Yeah. Good luck editing that, Sharon. Good luck editing that.
Yeah. Introductions, aka who are you? My name's Sharon. I'm 29. I live in London. I'm fat. I'm a feminist. I'm white.
I love that you had like a little question mark after that. I think I'm right. I'm not sure. Come back to me on that one.
I'm pretty sure I am.
Okay, all right. Okay, I believe you. I believe you.
And I'm cis female, and I'm heterosexual, and I have a whole lot of privileges that come with that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say really. I don't know what more people want to know. How about lead us on the way, Catherine?
Hi, I'm Catherine. I live in a small town in the northeast of England called South Shields. I'm 32, and I am a cis white female also, working class background, but went to university, so lots of privileges and connotations loaded in those terms, isn't there? But I think the reason that Sharon and I wanted to do this podcast, I've lumped Sharon in on that. She's got no choice. She's kind of like riding my coattails. No. I have a very bespoke sense of humour. You know, you'll get a grip with it eventually, promise. So the reason that we wanted to do this is kind of we're intersectional, but we are very much we open our mouths in a lot of situations. We don't keep our mouths shut. That's actually. We open our mouths in a lot of situations has again a lot of loaded connotations attached to it. I can't speak for Sharon in that context. I apologise, Sharon.
muddying your name.
No, it's so true.
Brilliant. So we don't keep our mouth shut. We speak up. I endeavour not to talk about stuff if I can have somebody who isn't as privileged in that situation talk about it instead. Yes. I am all about the retweet rather than the rehash. I won't just write a couple of tweets if I can see somebody in that situation experiencing whatever it is that's happened. I'll retweet that. I'll give them a lift up rather than treading all over them to get myself a little bit higher, which makes me, again, oh god, that sounds so pretentious, that sounds so ridiculous. It's like a conscious effort that I make. Oh dear, that just sounds ridiculous. Never mind. I apologise. It's going to be a lot of me just giggling and making rude jokes in the background. I think Sharon's going to be the steadying force to this.
I'm just going to sit here and nod and agree, which and then realise that you can't actually see that. So,
no.
Well, you can, but the listeners can't.
I can't. So. I'm looking at the voice waves going up, and I find them quite soothing on the recording software that we're using.
Yeah.
Kind of like a heart monitor. I'm only alive when I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Oh, that got quite profound. I took a turn in a completely different way. I've just watched from like last year Life in the Squares about the Bloomsbury set. I found it fascinating, but I kind of feel like I've taken on a bit of an affectation as a result of watching it. So I might just start calling myself Virginia Woolf from now on and insist that people ask me questions about the lighthouse and Orlando and stuff. Anyway, sorry, that took a turn again. Sharon, you need to get better at interrupting us, otherwise it'll just be the Catherine show.
I'm trying to...
You're trying?
I don't even know. Was that about like the stock market and stuff?
No, Life in Squares is about Virginia Woolf and so like 1910 kind of thrown off the shackles of Victorian living.
There was like just where you said Bloomsburg, I was thrown.
No, Bloomsbury, as in the area in that there London where you're living. The literary set, and it was all about swapping partners and open relationships. And
I think I just got lost at that point and stopped listening to the rest of what you were saying, and now makes complete sense.
I don't blame you. I just stopped listening to me wafting on about Virginia Woolf and all, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up some important points prior to Virginia Woolf.
Virginia Woolf's very important.
About kind of recognising our privileges and making sure that we don't speak for other people or kind of rehash out what has already been said, especially when it comes to other minorities. Which I think is kind of important to kind of bear in mind as we continue with this. And sometimes we might get it wrong, and that's okay. And I think I can say for both of us that we're more than happy to please call us out on that.
Absolutely.
Do not be afraid, because that's what we want. I mean, we're always learning, and that's kind of a really important thing that needs to happen.
I think we're keeping Sharon away.
Not just with our podcast, but in general. Fellow white people, call out that shit. Stop leaving it to the marginalised to sort stuff out. You know. Yeah. Brandsplaining. There's no AKA for this, sorry.
So one part of the thing that we wanted to do is we constantly say that Sharon and I are like exactly the same person. So we just have to quickly tweet somebody and tweet each other an eye roll or WhatsApp each other a screenshot, and it's like, oh man, and we are like exactly on the same page in a number, well, in pretty much everything that I think we've both shared to each other. We've both felt reciprocal anger as a result of having seen it. I don't think we've ever gone, oh, actually no, I can see where they're coming from. I don't think we've ever had that situation.
No.
And then we either, not so much for me this last 6 months or so, but certainly for the most part, we then both attack. I jump in, both my feet jump straight in. Sharon has a very reserved way of approaching the topic. But yeah, I just bull in a china shop, pretty much. So yeah, and so that's why we wanted to do this. We wanted to talk about a lot of different things. We've got a lot of topics lined up. We'd happily take any topic requests from anybody. So if there's anything in particular that you're not quite sure of and you'd like us to explain, we're more than happy to do that. Or we will get hold of people who can do it even better than us. But I think, especially as we are recording this, there's a special name for it, and I didn't know, in that lovely period between Christmas and New Year. And
Is there?
yeah, like merry name. And I don't know, I know, I saw it on 8 out of 10 Cats, I'm not gonna lie, and I know I shouldn't watch it because it's problematic as fuck. Yes, I'll just drop the F-bomb and I don't care. And they were talking about perineum, and then somebody referred to the Christmas period of between Christmas and New Year as merry name. I quite like that, and I think it should become a thing.
Yeah. Not so sure on that, but anyway, please continue.
Alright, okay. Well, anyway, this weird period between Christmas and New Year hasn't started yet, so all of the copious amount of alcohol drinking that is bound to end like happen. There was going to be another word there, I changed my mind. And then the hangover afterwards, and then you've still got all your Christmas chocolate and Christmas biscuits, and already the brands have started with ramping up their fat shaming. The fat shaming isn't just limited to between Christmas and New Year, it's there all year round. But I do feel as though it does get like a huge injection of adrenaline, and it just goes bat out of hell, and it just
in on that. Yeah, it happens all year. Fat shaming is not just for Christmas. People. Yeah.
However much I would prefer it didn't happen at all. It really is just this year, especially. I feel so many different brands are jumping onto it and getting it so very, very wrong. It's hard to keep track of now. It really, I've just given up trying to keep track of.
I think I kind of gave up earlier this year as well. I mean, some people listening to this will know, and some won't, that at one point we, Catherine and I, had a Twitter / Facebook campaign. Not really a campaign, kind of, and it was shame body shame anyway that we utilised to tell these brands, and quite often actually individuals thinking about it to well, shut the fuck up, basically.
I did a blog post on it, and it's pinned at the top of my Twitter feed, and quite often, every so often, I forget about it. Quite often, to be fair, I forget about it a lot of the time. And every so often a new follower will comment on it or will share it, because obviously it's the first thing that they see when they do follow. Yeah, Catherine Cowper. Think about how you would spell that and spell it completely the other way that you think you should, and that's my Twitter handle. It's funny because it's true. And yeah, they jump on that and like, I hadn't realised it was that bad, and that's just what Sharon and I could be bothered to collate together and put together. There's so many microaggressions out there that I think I'd just turn a blind eye to a lot of it. But between Christmas and New Year and most of January, and then actually just the rest of the year, we are just bombarded with it. And there is a horrendous one out there at the moment by a small company who basically makes a living of reselling items that you can buy elsewhere. I think that's the best way that I can describe them.
I looked at their Facebook page today, and they've got quite a lot of followers. Yeah,
like 20,000 or something.
Yeah.
That's basically what they make a living. But they sell clothes that are between this. Well, there's a gorgeous dress on there that I hadn't have been looking there to find examples of
Even
fat
about the
shaming.
pugs one.
Yeah. I would have bought, and it's between a size 10 and a size 32. I don't know where this has come from. I can't actually identify the source shop. I usually can. It's usually Lady Voluptuous or Linda Bop. And most of these kind of offshoot shops that you can get, they're usually just Lindy Bop or Lady Voluptuous clothes that they've bought wholesale, and then they're reselling it, which is absolutely fine. Don't have a problem with that at all. No. This Pugs one, don't recognise it, and the fact that it's a 10 to a 32 implies to me that it's either being made in China, and therefore it's not actually a 32. No, that's not something against China. That's something against eBay shops from China that claim to be a size 32 when really it's only a size 22, and they've just put the size in out of whack. That was what I was implying with that. So I know I get a lot of things wrong, and I will say a lot of stuff like that I'll then have to veto. But yeah, but so they're obviously trying to sell up to a size 32, which is woohoo, brilliant. I should be jumping on that bandwagon like, it's going out of fashion. But the latest one is a picture of Bart Simpson holding a book.
Simpson.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't really. I kind of.
Anyway, that part of it is kind of irrelevant. Carry on.
A member of the Simpson household, and the book is entitled "How to Have the Perfect Body and Eat Like a How to have the perfect body while eating like a fat piece of shit. That's it.
I've got it in front of me, so.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm just sat holding
the picture.
But yeah, I'm sat curled up on the settee with a cup of tea in my hands. So I'm not as prepared as Sharon clearly is. A fat piece of shit.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, most of the minor fat shaming posts that I've seen so far have been like a little seal bouncing across the sea. Who feels like this after Christmas? And they're quite cute. If you had to kind of defend them, or they might have just seen the picture and not read the caption and just press share. But they haven't, because they invariably always write something. Oh, I feel like this after Christmas Day, don't you, girls? After it, and you're like, cringe.
I feel like that every day.
I feel as adorable as that seal every day. Yes, I do. But a fat piece of shit, just really the negative. You don't even have to say the word negative connotation. It's not a connotation. It's staring you right in the effing face.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah.
This is not just lol fat person. This is fat people.
That's fat hate. That's like hatred
piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how can you think that's remotely funny in any context to literally be calling a person or people, especially from a brand, you're talking about your customers here, a fat piece of shit? I mean, never mind the fat bit. I don't care about being called fat. Different subject. But
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just so many levels.
We are the exception to the rule, in that regard. But it's not even implying. There's no implication. It's just it's out there. It's
straight in.
Yeah. I mean, there's another site called What That Friend, and they've had a couple of like I say, minor offences in comparison with this.
Sounds like football. Red card, you're out.
Yeah, Elsie's that like red card. What That Trend, you had 3 yellow cards, so I've unfollowed you as well. But yeah, perhaps we should employ that system, Sharon. So simply be yellow card for the Prosecco has less calories than cake or whatever it was that they shared at Christmas.
A banana.
Oh, a banana.
I mean, who the fuck cares how many calories is in a banana anyway? Jeez, just fucking eat it.
Chop the banana up, put it in the Prosecco, and you've got yourself a new cocktail.
That's a dessert.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Dear.
A banani, not a Bellini. I don't know what a Bellini is.
Why is a Bellini?
Isn't it just Bucks Fizz, but like in America? So isn't it just with orange juice?
I have no idea. Somebody tell us, tweet us when we have a Twitter account.
Nah. Oh man, hadn't even thought of that, Shazbot.
Yeah, we need to think about the things.
Never mind.
Another one for you though, which I think I sent you, Silly Old Sea Dog, which is not a red card. I'm not even sure if it's yellow really. It's pretty kind of nondescript.
I don't recall.
The stick people. So, how do I explain this vocally? There's basically different periods of the festive period, and at the beginning there's a stick person with a festive hat saying festive, and then there's one that's confused, full of cheese, unsure of the day of the week. We all get that. That's like the 27th to the 31st of December. And then January, etc., is no longer a stick person in the usual way. This is a fat stick person. I don't know. Anyway, it's a basic drawing of a fat person and just says fat underneath it. Because that really happens in January.
Yeah. Yep.
And because everybody just suddenly becomes fat as soon as Christmas finishes.
And then, of course, we had the whole misguided, or was it boohoo? I always get those two mixed up. With the whole
was misguided, although let's face it, boohoo have had their fair share of shit done, so...
Oh yeah, it was misguided recently, but I was going to go with boohoo and the Fat Monica from Friends meme.
Oh yeah. No, yes, please do. Was that last Christmas? There's a song to be had there.
Let's not. It's a bit too emotional at the moment. I don't think I can cope. No, was it not the Christmas before? I think it was 2 Christmases ago.
Yeah.
So I do believe it was a time hop thing.
Oh, found it.
Oh, the psychotic one.
This is why, because it wasn't... Yeah, so this is not a meme. This was some kind of little decorative plaque in a misguided store. Shared by a Twitter user a couple of days ago, that says, "I'm a psychotic mess, but at least my eyebrows look good." We definitely need to put content warnings on this podcast. Anyway, yes, I'm a psychotic mess. If you're suffering from psychosis and you want to say that, then that's your prerogative. But if you're not, and let's face it, most people aren't, and I'm pretty sure Misguided HQ aren't, when they designed this plaque, you do not get to compare a severe mental illness to the state of your fucking eyebrows. I mean, seriously, what planet are you on?
Yeah, it just adds to the stigma, doesn't it? It doesn't. Val, it doesn't. It makes light of it.
Yes, it's something to laugh at, and really, if you have had psychosis or know someone that has, you'll know for sure that it's not something to laugh at in the slightest. It's a very serious, difficult and traumatic, potentially condition that is heavily misunderstood and misportrayed in mainstream media anyway. How do you even think of something like that? I mean, if I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't even get the words out. I mean, if I was working for one of these companies that I want to make a little
I mean, it's not even just
plaque.
It's not even a misguided tweet. See what I did there? It's not like it's sharing a meme. It's an actively going out and making this product that we now sell in our shop.
Yes.
It's gone even further, to be honest, with that one. And it reminds me of the whole cheap day pajamas that were available in like size age 9 pajamas that you could buy. Today's my cheap day with a picture of a slice of pizza on it.
Yeah, although that, to be fair, that was on the wrong hanger, although still completely inappropriate, regardless. There was that Miffy jumper as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, but it's okay because this is for adults. Like, one, no, it's not fucking okay. Two, whoever you're making it for, Miffy is still a children's character.
And the jumper was only available in a size small. So
I couldn't even wear it, ironically.
No.
Yeah.